These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. Here's 2nd and 10. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Now back to throw. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced the punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
I call it no gain there on the first down play. 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
They set up the screen for Stevenson. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This will be fielded at the 17. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for it. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38. Looking to throw. He's got Ayuk once again. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle. the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Touchdown, Washington. Brandon Ayuk. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders will extend their third quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
2nd down in the yard. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this one incomplete, threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
They'll try and throw for it here. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th.
Touchdown! Michael Pittman, 36 yards. And the Raiders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
They'll start with the option. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
3 quarters in the books, 1 to go here in Super Bowl 63 and that final frame after this timeout. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Waddle, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Back to throw here. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll drop to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points, and they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw here's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side taken in by Pittman. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Michael Pittman. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Raiders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there.
throw out to Mims. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. He'll keep it himself, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 1. Up the middle they go. Waddle, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain. Now a handoff up the middle. Waddle. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nolan Smith just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. The middle they go. Waddle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. So now London down by 6, 1:52 to play. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they've got a 1st down. They'll look to throw. Finding Pittman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Back to throw. Caught by London. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. He'll look to throw. He's got it his target. That's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter.
And now we've got a tie game after that touchdown. And you and I both know what that means. Extra point in this situation, this little time left, takes on some extra emphasis, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Now inside the final minute, can they get it and hold on? Now the biggest extra point of this man's life. And it is good, and his guys have taken the lead in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. And now it's Washington's turn, trailing by a point, 25 seconds remaining. A field goal wins the Super Bowl, but work to do here on 1st and 10. Pass complete, it's Hockenson. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. He's back to throw. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. They come up now on 2nd and 2. Back to throw again. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. One final shot now. I'm not even sure he can get into the end zone, though, from this distance.
That's going to take as much arm as he has, and you actually have to plan for the contingency. Maybe you're playing a tip. Try and get someone down who can tip it up and keep it for your own team and try and get to the end zone that way.
What a Super Bowl it's been to this point. Now a critical 3rd down here. They'll look to throw again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. But how about this? Viva Las Vegas! The Las Vegas Raiders on top of the football world as they will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.